have a mirror up here. Yeah, you can't see that, obviously, hopefully.
That's how I weigh down my lights also, is with that exact one.
Best way to do it. I did sandbags one time. Never did that again. No. That was terrible.
Or I've tried the water ones too, where that you fill up. They're like, we have these new water lights, water weights to hold them down. You fill them up on the go. I was like, I'll just put rocks when I get there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry.
No, not at all.
Back to work.
Okay.
Honestly, I just keep it going.
Okay, let's rock and roll. Okay. Okay. First of all, I want to talk about, since you guys were talking about weights, because I've got you two nerding out in the background about like electronics and stuff like that. The videographer and the photographer. Funny story, Devin, that you'll appreciate. Whenever we were working at the first studio, she's got this big giant light that's like 10 times the size of whatever this thing is called, okay? And I call it Goliath. And she had a fan in like that studio that she would have to maneuver around. And it was like, the way I watch her play Tetris is so much fun. And then watching her mess with her Google and her Siri.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We, seriously, Alexa. We have so much fun. I love like working with you for the last 2 years. I do. I do laugh at your expense a lot, but you're a real champ about it.
Light, for sure, because otherwise I would get too embarrassed and in my head. Because the light, every time I would move the huge light around and kind of play Tetris, the light would jingle at me and make lots of noise and be like,
and then I'd always have to say something.
Would know that I hit the light,
and I would always be like, "Oh, hi, that's how Melissa goes." Like I love keeping it light in there, and I love your analogies. Like the first thing I say whenever someone comes in is like, the more awkward you feel, the more natural it looks. And then like you're
true.
It's true, like, because you're always sticking out your neck and you're doing like this, but in the photos you look fabulous. And what are some of your analogies for people?
Like pretend you have a fishing hook in the crown of your head and it's pulling up straight through your spine. But then also when I'm trying to guide and direct clients, the best, like, because not everyone knows what a ball joint is,
right.
Like everyone knows what a plunger is, so like you're like, I will tell them, pretend this is a plunger, so I'm trying to angle their faces with the lens that I have and the way the glass lines up. I'm trying to help them remember to not look at me,
right?
But like, and so I'm like, just
look
a little
right
bit,
into the camera,
plunger them down a little bit,
and then it's like light it up. And then I catch myself whenever you're telling the girls to do something, I catch myself doing the same poses.
I do too.
I'm trying to do the same thing.
Hopefully it helps. They kind of, because they are watching, and I'm trying to get my camera just right. I'm like, just move this way just a little bit, and they're watching.
Come on, just do it like this. And
there's some that are very good at mirroring what I do, which helps a lot, because sometimes I've just got the settings right, and the way I back into my light so that the light is very close to them, and I don't want to ruin the moment.
I like it when I get the pictures of you whenever you're getting behind Goliath, and like it looks like Goliath is your face, like, so it's like your head on top. That's so funny.
You've gotten some great behind the scenes.
I love doing the behind the scenes. They're super fun. And also, like, everybody that you've brought in, every single person has been so amazing. And I'm not even like lip talking, like, what is it called, lip service. It's like these women and gentlemen are so great. Like it's like the vibe of people that you attract to Blue Griffin. I've made friends with like half of them. Sometimes I go have cocktails with some of them to this day. Like, they're wonderful women. Like, well, it's because of your vibe too, I believe. Like, you attract, your frequency brings in some amazing women. Like, they're great. And Tammy's coming in after you.
I know. And there's been such a huge, amazing network that's been built, and I would love to capitalize on that. Not financially, but as far as building and strengthening community, because they are like, I get nerdy as far as that goes, and I just want to tell everyone how amazing these women are, and these men, these people that come in that because I get to talk to them beforehand. Part of the process is that I need to understand a little bit more about them.
Stories.
Yeah. And what drives them, and what gets them up in the morning, even if it's not necessarily branding clients, like really what gets them up in the morning. And those are the things that make people light up. So, I mean, that's the best. That's the best.
And I get to learn a lot about them when you do that, when you're on the phone with them. And then like when they're in my chair and I'm doing their hair and makeup, we get to chatting, and I get to learn a lot about them too. And a lot of it, everybody has a story.
They do. Yeah. And I really try to, because I want these images to be beautiful and resonate with mostly them.
Yeah.
Try to capture those things that make them, that light that's in them, like shine through those moments when their walls drop. And it really helps. Some of the best pictures though, and I've mentioned it to clients as we sit after the photo shoot and go through the images. Some of the best images are when you've reached in, and it's those quiet moments when you're like adjusting their hair, when they're in the moment of just being there. And because it is hard to forget there's a camera in front of you, like a big black box in front of you. But there are those moments when they are with other humans, their guard is kind of down in a sense that they feel comfortable and safe, where you're reaching in and kind of getting things in place. They're taken care of. They don't have to have like be self-conscious,
right? Because like we're always like, I'm always like a little monkey, like fixing the hair, fixing the shirts, like pinning and everything.
But how often have you been like looked at pictures of yourself and you're like, why did someone not tell me my pants were tucked into my underwear?
Right.
Like this picture would have been epic.
Yeah. But like, that's why we've got their back. I love it. Absolutely love working there. Who do we have next?
Next, I have a headshot client like who's been with me since like I very first started to make it a sustainable business. So we have I haven't talked to her yet, but she's coming in for just branding headshots for Swan Street Financial.
Okay, cool.
And then we've got, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. She worked with Morgan.
I'm the worst with names. I totally get it.
Is her last name?
That's me.
My brain's on art mode, so the word mode does not work right now. If I had to do math, it would be over too.
Which, speaking of which, on that, like the amount of freaking math that goes with photography, I have no idea. Because like she's got this, I call it the car battery that's attached to Goliath. That she goes and she's doing math and numbers, and then she's doing the pictures, and I'm just like, there's people don't realize that it's not just taking pictures, and it's not even just about lighting, and then the behind the scenes editing, forget about it. Like people don't think about that at all. They think, okay, we get their picture done, let's print them, and then
can I have 300 of those pictures? And I'm
okay.
like,
oh my god. But it's like humbling to know like what all goes into that.
It's very cool. I wish I could share it, but also then I also would get really nerdy. And
that's what I'm here for.
I know. I feel like it comes so naturally. My nerdy, like, and I say nerdy, but it's really just the craft that I love.
Yeah.
And just like anyone who loves something. Yvette Morgan. She worked with Yvette Morgan.
Fantastic.
It's my aunt.
Yvette's your
For
aunt?
some reason,
that's my homegirl. She's going to be on here. She doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be on here. Yeah, no, I love Yvette. She's great.
She owned Million Mod.
Yeah.
With Yvette. Why can't I think of her name?
Oh, are you talking about Lori
Bird? Yes.
Lori Bird Mitchell.
Yes.
That's another friend of mine.
She's the
so
one
great.
I think that I'm hoping to get in this summer. She's really excited to come in.
She's going to be she's got a lot of hair. That'll be fun for me. Her hair's thick. So pretty.
So I'm like another incredible human who also did empowering women with Yvette. They did a magazine.
Yeah.
And so I think that it'll just be amazing.
You know, your Aunt Yvette, by the way, her photo shoot was one of my favorites because it was almost different than everybody else's.
It was very creative.
She brought in the freaking what is it? The
disco
globe
ball?
The globe, the disco ball. She brought in the paint brushes. Like she brought
very on
brand.
It. Yeah.
She
did the homework, which I love.
Yeah, she was a total blast. I love you. I met her when I worked at the Gap 100 years ago, if that tells you anything.
That is so great.
How did you meet Lori? Like is it, whenever you get all these wonderful women, do you cold call or how does that work how does that part of it work?
I try to show up as often as possible in social media, and then do some networking. Now that it's not, the campaign I'm running is not necessarily personal branding, you can include that in your photo shoot, but it's for 40 women over 40.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as easy for me to find networking nearby. It's just taking a little bit longer because I feel like anywhere you are, you can always find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But so a lot of it is just social media online, and I do run some ads and try to stay active, but I'll have people that kind of have seen things or heard, like they know about or know some of the people we've already photographed.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth. And then it takes quite a few touch points before they say, hey, I'm ready to find out more. And then even then, sometimes they just get some more information and come back later on. But it really is a matter when you're a small business owner that you have to do multiple touch points. Like a very small percentage of people will be like, okay, let's go. Let's do this right now.
Yeah.
So just a matter of like providing those behind the scenes, helping people understand what it's going to be like, that it's not a walk in, stand in front of a backdrop type of photo shoot. And I love Tammy and I were talking about it over Zoom when she was looking at her images, and she was like, I love the way she described it. It was like, these are not for just images of you. These are very cultivated, like deep image. I wish I could.
She's good with words.
She really is.
She's really good with words.
I can be like, Tammy, here's this idea I have, and she'll be like, okay, tell me. And she's really good about like, if this is not right, just forget I said anything.
Right.
But then she like takes all the universe and condenses it into these finely tuned words, and
I'm excited to have her on too, because she's going to work her. It's going to be fun to have the tables turned a little bit, with me interviewing her and stuff like that. See what it's like. But she's like you. She's super easy to talk to, and I just can't wait to wax with her about a couple things. It's going to be a lot of fun.
They're so great.
And that's just another person that I met at your studio.
And even anyone that like we maybe had to go and do extra things and work with, they've all been amazing. They've all turned out, and like if I've made a mistake or if I've taken too long, or remember when my gear like stopped working.
Oh my God.
That was a nightmare.
That out though. You really did, because your camera just totally just like busted out there for you. And I don't remember what you ended up doing.
It was a nightmare.
But she made it work.
It was just connecting, like there was just wires connecting my camera to the light, and nothing would sit just right, so my lights wouldn't work, and I was all set up to do studio lighting. And had to switch over.
But you were so patient about it. You were so calm. See,
I was like sweating.
Yeah, but your game face, your poker face is real, because like, and I was trying to like make jokes and just keep her comfortable.
Awesome. I was like,
I was fine.
I'd hear you talking to our client, and I'd be like, oh, she's got it.
Oh yeah, I have the gift of gab. Like I can talk to anybody about anything. But yeah, but you knocked that out of the park. I mean, let's be honest.
And even then, like she was just delightful and like calm under fire, and like I just have appreciated that everyone that's come in is like somehow is able to understand that sometimes things catch on fire, and like
exactly,
and you don't have to go into panic mode and be like, well, and get defensive, and everyone was just darling and wonderful and magical, and it's I brought all our befores, like,
oh, you did,
so we could like if we forget people these? I know, well, these we do before.
I'm just gonna go ahead and be,
but also
recognize that girl right there.
There's our girl Kelly.
That's me with my black hair.
That's my HMU.
I miss my
hair and makeup artist.
I miss my black hair. These are fun.
Like I don't ever want to have my clients come in and have them be like they were really ugly before, and here I've made them not ugly now. No. So we like do it more of a paparazzi.
Yeah, like
type thing. Is that a good way to explain it?
Heck yeah, because like they come in and they've got their glasses on. It's like, I'm fabulous. I'm here to get pampered. This is
no
all
pictures
about me.
Quite yet. Yeah.
No pictures yet. And sometimes what I love is how many times we've had gals just not dreading to come in, but so nervous to be in front of the camera. Like I was one of them, believe it or not, me being the ham that I am. But like you make people feel so comfortable, and then we just start. Remember that gal? She had that beautiful, beautiful tight curly hair, and she was like not wanting to do it at all. She came in there just like kicking and screaming.
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about.
One of our realtor gals, and she ended up staying with us and talking. And she was like one of our
I know, it was like the biggest party.
Yeah, it's like you come in there because it's intimidating to get your picture taken for sure. Because I don't. What am I supposed to do? Like you have to tell me what to do. Otherwise, I'm like,
I know, okay. Deer in headlights.
Yeah, totally.
And I do the same thing still. I have to like mentally walk through like, okay, wait, like I'm like when I smile, like my normal smile hanging out and talking to people is not nearly as flattering as maybe it could be if I were looking in the mirror, like putting on my makeup or something. But
your profile picture is hot. It is gorgeous.
Well,
Goddess gorgeous.
thank you.
Dude, it is
That
so
was so
pretty.
fun.
I was like so excited to put that on the thing, being like, this girl's gonna be on my show.
That was awesome.
I was so excited to show you off. And speaking of which, okay, the party that you want to do. You want to talk about that? Maybe we can vibe on that a little bit.
It depends on which. Do you mean at the end of the 40 or 40 or just like a get together?
Well, we were talking about a couple. I know one of them was how we want to get girls all dressed up and like the goddess thing and just kind of come together. And it wasn't it wasn't like the one that we did before. That was the 40.
The kind of culminating gallery
that
event.
Was awesome. That was very successful.
Really
wasn't that great? You should have been proud of yourself because you were a great MC. You kept the whole crowd like engaged, and it was a lot of fun. And plus, everybody likes to look at pictures of themselves, especially when we make them look so fine.
I hope so. Like there is something about it. Like, and I have a lot of clients that they'll come in and I'll say, now look, you need to not be humble. Like the questions I'm about to ask you, I'm asking you to brag on yourself.
Absolutely.
Like,
More
and
women should do that.
Yeah.
We're hard enough on ourselves as it is. I mean, we are our own worst critic. And then like we go into a studio and we're just being criticized in our mind by other people. So it's just like, it's very intimidating. But when in fact, we're looking at you and we're like, you're so beautiful. We need to show this. And I'm doing your makeup. I'm like, I want to emphasize this. Like, cause you got, it's just more people should be that way. Actually, more of us should be nicer to ourselves also. But yeah.
True. And I feel like having those pictures of yourself where you've treated yourself to, having full hair and makeup and having some eyes on you and having lighting set up just for you.
Yeah.
And having that print on your wall, like when you're having those terrible days and you're just like, I haven't showered in 3 days.
Look how good I look, though.
I know, but that's me. Like that person in that picture, that's still me.
Like that picture that you gave me for my birthday, the blown up picture from our photo shoot. It's going to be hanging up here in Reggie's studio.
I love
because I look so cute. I'm just like, baby, let's put it on your studio wall. He's like, okay, girl, that's fine.
I love it. Well, and then I just forget how beautiful those images are.
You just take the best
when we go back.
pictures. You take the best pictures.
And it's fun to go through and have the people who they're of just, oh, look who it is.
Yvette.
That's us. Can you? but I forgot where I was going with it.
I know. I lost track of my thought there for a second, but I'm talking about the party. But
this is what it's like with us.
Yeah, we go everywhere. These pictures are so. Oh, look, Shelley Klingerman. I mean, these are just like
she's another incredible woman.
She's
who has
a formidable
done amazing things in the community with such a terrible loss.
Yes, and that was tragic.
And everybody goes through traumatic things. Everybody is a survivor of some sort, and I don't want to glorify that terrible part, but what comes out of that,
coming out of the dark from something like that,
and what you can do with that is incredible and makes everybody so unique. No one has experienced and then come through things in the exact same way, and that's what I want to see in the images. These are not going to be cookie cutter images.
No, that is something that
by any means.
I'm glad that you said that, because that's not what it's about. The cookie cutter is not what it's like at Blue Griffin whatsoever. Like, it's not, you're not going to get just like vanilla anything.
No, and it just makes a big difference that they're incredible people that are willing to say, this is what I feel like I'm good at. This is what it's like to interact with me. These are my talents, and I'm here to serve people in this way. And when they're standing in that full power of, this is what I've worked hard on to help people with and to be knowledgeable about, and there are people looking for that exact thing. Like, as far as buying a house, I don't want to research how to do all that terrible paperwork amazing, not boring paperwork, but and to go through all the ins and outs. I think they're worth their weight in gold when they will go through and explain things to you. In each real estate agent is so different, just like in every field, that you will find someone who can explain it to you the way that it will work best for you
in
like,
their own ways.
yeah,
Like
in the
it's like you
same
make a connection, a certain collection, a connection with each realtor or real estate. Is it real estate agent or is it realtor?
it's
It's kind of both.
it's a different,
It's a different kind of club.
and they're even
sort of.
changing it to be like a real estate advocate is another.
Okay.
So it depends.
Grace and
I know what you mean.
Grace and I will be driving and we'll see a billboard and I'll be like, Mommy did her makeup and hair. Mommy did their makeup
I'm
and
like,
hair.
that's one of my billboards.
And it's like, yeah, Mommy did that.
I'm like, I don't have enough billboards. I need to get some more billboards.
Grace is like, Mom, I know we we take this road all the time. I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you every time. I'm proud of us.
So I'd love to get one of the video billboards, that like rotate through for our 40 over 40 and like, I don't know if it would be for how they work, but have it flip through all 40 women
that would
for
be
like a day.
Sickening. You know what would be cool? This just came to mind. What about getting a billboard like I don't know if it's a sponsorship. I'm not really sure or was it the verbiage? At the mill they have people like.
I remember you telling me.
Yeah,
that.
because I wanted to do that for Desert Soul one year, and like you can get Blue Griffin photography and like the 40 over 40 right up there where there's I don't even know how many people the mill can hold, but like at concerts for like the entire summer. I think my friend Metcalf can tell me more about that. He's really that guy knows everything about everything. So and if you're interested, I can ask him and see like what the numbers are and a way to advertise Blue Griffin in front of a whole bunch of people at the same time.
That sounds like fun. I would love to. I feel like to do that, I want to get a few more women in that are that will do the more artsy side of things.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So that we can give a feel of how it really can be very different for each person and showing up. Everybody's going to show up differently, and that's why we do that pre-consultation. That's why we meet. Like send you a thing ahead of time that says this is how they want their hair and makeup, so that you
I
have
love
that
you do that because I get to know the guest before.
Yeah, and I try to make sure like those things that I've gone over because I know that you easily are able to like find out about them and connect with them, but to like the things that they've said they want to see in those images, I love to pass to you because I know that connection that you have with them makes a huge difference in this process. And that's one of the things that I really have been trying to emphasize. And like hair and makeup are included sounds very light, but it's really about helping them get comfortable when they walk in the door.
Yeah.
And that like human connection of holding still, kind of being present.
It kind of loosens them up a little bit. It's like I'm their glass of wine before the shots. You know what I mean? Not the shots as in drinking, but like the shoot. You know, it's like because we get to talking and it kind of gives them a chance to kind of get comfortable and I guess wind down and just get excited. I can get them laughing and tell them, listen, she's gonna tell you to do this.
Them.
Yeah, it's so fun. It just what's next for us, whatever.
I'm gonna since I shoot all demographics, we'll book headshots and branding and any kind of senior things that want to come in. But I really am excited to bring in the 40 over 40.
Yeah, I love that.
The women are incredible, and it's a time between 40s, 50s, 60s. Everybody cycles through different experiences of not wanting to feel invisible, but still feeling invisible. But as you age, there's these things that you experience that build your personality, that build who you are, that radiate from the inside out if you will let it. And
yes.
I think the more that is seen in media, the more that women will not have to feel like they need to disappear or hurry up and get to 40 and then you should be done and have your life
and
in
then
order.
all of a sudden you're in a midlife crisis.
Yeah, you're no longer 19, so you don't need to be photographed anymore. Like you probably shouldn't show up in pictures because they're not going to be great. But
it is hard. Like when you hit 40, something does change. Like it's like 40 was hard for me. 43. Okay.
That's so funny. I was like 40. It was 42 for me.
Yeah, it was crazy because I told everybody I was 35 up until I was 43. I was like, okay, I don't know how much longer I'm pulling this off. I don't care how much Botox I get.
I would like to just interrupt here.
Sorry. It's been 5 hours, girl.
Mine was 35, 36. Was exactly
really.
Right.
You are fam for life.
I know. When you said that, I was like,
can we have a recording?
Thank you for saying that.
Yes,
no,
actually, blew my mind right there.
Really, actually, thank you for saying that, because 44 has actually been hard for me. I've been having a midlife crisis, especially with my hair.
Every year.
Right now, I've got my summer hair going because I just want to be able to swim with Gracie and I have to freaking worry about my extensions and blah, blah, blah. But like, I swear to goodness, I have changed my hair like 6 times over the last 3 months. And Reggie's like, oh my gosh, he's so patient. But like, yeah, you hit a certain age and you start to feel really, really hard on yourself. Like, I can't get into Ashton enough. I can't get enough products. I can't get enough things done, and then like you go into the studio and then you might be feeling homely because your 40s are showing, if you will. That's what I always say. Yeah. And then after that, you look at your pictures and you're like, I still got this.
It's and it can be whatever you want it to be. Like, some women want to show up with minimal retouching, which is like, we get rid of any stray hairs we missed, and we make sure that like your collar and buttons are all aligned, or it can be full magazine, like no pores, like very like a character, or even to the point where it's more like a painting, like picturesque painting. But I try to let my clients know, like, please engage with me, because you don't always know until after you see the pictures what it is you're wanting to show up as. Yes. So I've had some people come back and say, hey, can you dial back that retouching, because I like some of these wrinkles, I like these scars, and I let them know ahead of time, like, if there's anything you want me to address in retouching, let me know. But if there's stuff you want in those images, there's no judgment. I 100% support that. Like, some people will be like, can you whiten my teeth, like, can you, and that's so, like, those are things that maybe would be distracting in images. Right. And if they want those removed, they're still that wonderful person.
You always want to look like yourself. I always want to make sure you get rid of this. Whatever's
going
on here.
Well, and then when you walk in the door, the people who love you don't see those things. Like, I forget my grandma was in a car accident and she has scars on the side of her face. Okay. And I don't see that when I walk in the door and see her. Like, I'm just like she's one of my best friends. I don't see, oh my gosh, she has like those scars from her car accident back in the day.
Is she in Salt Lake?
Yes.
When are you headed back there again?
Beginning of July.
You excited?
Yes, I am.
So what all do you do when you're there in that beautiful place?
Take as many pictures of the mountains as I can.
Oh my gosh, I miss the mountains.
I try not to take my camera out. Like, I fell you just want to, so many times holding my camera.
Yeah, you just want to like be present.
It's hard. Yeah, because I want to be out in the creeks and the water and in the dirt, and I want to take pictures of my kids in the dirt, but I also don't want to
miss out being in the dirt with them.
Yes, because if I bring my camera in the dirt, those pictures, I'll be done taking pictures exactly sooner than I would like, because the outdoors are rough.
How long will you be gone? I forgot what you told me the other day.
About 2 weeks.
That's gonna be so great. I'm so jealous. You get to go to the mountains. Oh my gosh, the mountains are so beautiful.
It'll be so fun. I will have to. I've kind of prepped my kids to say, hey, everybody's getting haircuts. We're gonna try to do a family photo.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you have to. So you're all of your siblings in Salt Lake?
No, they off and on they were. I have some in Texas right now, but the rest of them are in Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. And now you have a brother named Chase.
Yes.
Who's like a really big time YouTuber, yes?
He's doing really well. He produces lots of content. He is a music producer, and so as he's building his like a less education platform and building content, he right now works for Facebook doing all kinds of things. He's always doing new projects, but he does a lot of the music side of stuff, like producing tunes and stuff, and then he freelances producing music for
Reggie's
people.
Gonna flip when I tell him about that.
And so he's right now hops on and is always encouraging like people that know that craft to keep showing up and keep producing music. And he just has a lot of funny guitar like interaction and like, hey, if you had this guitar, you probably eat like 4 boxes of macaroni and cheese for dinner, but only use half the powder.
I used to do that with bartending. Like, if you order this drink, I can tell you by the end of the night, this is what's going to happen to you and stuff like that. Chase sounds funny. Are all of your siblings artsy? Like in the art field, just like left brain?
100%.
Are we left brain if we're artsy?
I don't know. I think we're like half brain.
Yeah.
Like, I think we just kind of flip back and forth. They're all very smart and clever, and I love that they are hilarious. Like, I really try to drag my kids out there as often as possible, and I'm like, look, my siblings are hilarious. Like, and then my siblings have also married very hilarious and clever people that are so fun to be around.
Your family gatherings sound like they'd be a really big blast.
They just are so fun, and like there's just so much talking, and I miss everybody has their own kind of crazy.
For sure.
I just miss my kind of crazy where no one cares that you interrupt each other, that you never finish sentences, that you do or do not circle back around to topics. And you're just still like loved and forgiven, but like it's just such a treat to have that flow of like, oh, something sparkly, but we all grew up with the same things, and
so you guys are all that way. Squirrel.
Oh yeah,
I think that's why you and I get along so well. Then one of the many reasons, because like I was watching the pilot of the first
your
the
podcast?
Pilot, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, Kelly, slow down. I talk so fast. It's just like my brain, and my tongue can't go as fast. And like, I'm listening to what people are saying, but it's like, once they say like a buzzword, if you will, I'm like, I immediately would be like, oh my God, I have a story about that.
I know, you
like,
want to connect.
It's not about you.
I know,
yes.
it's so hard.
But I'm also an only child. Basically, because my older brothers are like in their 60s and stuff. Yeah, like, and they grew up in like London. We never grew up together. But like, and so I grew up like playing with myself, talking to myself and stuff like that. So when I talk to people, I'm just like, this is so fun. I love this. Talk. I'll talk to anybody.
It's easy to blame it on like that I am a stay-at-home mom, or like, and I have my studio in home.
Yeah.
And that I've had little kids, so I'm like, I haven't talked to grown-ups in forever. And then I like word vomit all over them. Yeah, yes. And then I have to like, after I've like worn myself out, I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, there are times when I was still working at the salon, I would be talking like 7, 8, 9, 10 clients. By the time that the day was over, I would like not even turn the radio on in the car. I'm like, I need flippin' silence. Like, this is what I need today. Like, I can't talk anymore. But that's a rarity, because I'm pretty much a stay-at-home mom now, because like, I mean, whenever I'm working with you, and then I work from home between Sin City and Desert Soul, and then I'll be homeschooling Grayson. So it's like, I can't wait to, and I'm a homebody. I love to be at home. Like, my idea of partying is a glass of wine on the couch when my babies are asleep, and I'm watching my, probably Christmas movies, to be honest with you.
Nice.
There's never a time of year when I don't want to watch them. But then every once in a while, I'm like, Reggie, if I don't get out of this house, I'm going to go freaking crazy. And then we go out, and I'm like, okay, that's when I have like, 2 bottles of wine, and I'm dancing to Abby Scott music, and
I get it all out,
and I'm like, back under my rock for 3 months. That was good. I'm good.
Got your fix. I totally am like that, and this will be great then for you.
Yeah, this is great, because now I'm socializing. This to me,
I feel like we need to do this regularly, so that because when we get together, we're like, I have so much to tell you. Like,
I know we have so many ideas too. Like that day at Terminal, we could have sat there for freaking ever.
I know.
And because we both want to do this 40 over. I can't talk.
That's okay. It's a mouthful. 40 over 40.
Thank you. Word for me. But I want to talk about the party. Like, I know there was something that you and I wanted to do. It was your idea. It was all your idea, but I was so into it. It was an event.
Well, just with the women, I think it would work better too with the 40 over 40 for all women, not just women in business.
For sure.
And to create some events where we
get people dressed up, because
they have a chance to dress up. It's not a like full on photo shoot, but you get to play and like, because I have this huge wardrobe.
Your wardrobe is Every time I come there, I'm just like, holy smokes, what is it? I go straight to the wardrobe. I'm like, what's up, girl? I go right to the rack. I'm like, what's new up in here? Because there's always something cool in there. I love it.
Well,
and then you make stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can combine things, like our powers unite.
So they really do, because like I don't even know how many flipping hats you wear, but it's definitely more than two. Because when I just like we've been working together for 2 years, we've been friends for 2 years. Thank you, Natalie, for that, by the way. And when I went into that to the dressing room and saw that dress that you made, it was something that was on project that should be on Project Runway.
Oh, it's been fun.
I'm not even kidding.
But I mean, you have a lot of like very creative, like lots of ideas, lots of things going on, and I've always been like that. I got my degree in visual arts, so it was a lot of everything, a lot of like drawing and with an emphasis in photography, but 2D art, 3D art types of things, and I've always loved those projects, and so this, like, a campaign is like having like a school project, but in the best way, because I loved going to school for art. College was amazing that last year, because you finished all the stuff that all the main core classes.
Yeah.
And I just in the art studio with other artists who are doing projects, and you're feeding off each other. But for me, I'm like quietly competitive. I'm like, I'm going to do so much better. Like,
yeah, you do some really cool things.
Just really thrive. Not that like I'm better than them, but I'm like,
but you know that
how can I make this
you can go
amazing?
Head up toe to toe with anyone. I mean,
and
let's be honest, because that's
it's not a project per se, but it's like, because some of them will look at it like homework, like we've just got to get through this homework. Whereas for me, I was like, this was amazing.
Yeah.
And I want to do that with women, like more creative shoots, and have them. I'd love to have a party so that they can kind of experience it. And have like a full-on creative,
like more photos,
shoot.
Like what your profile picture
yeah,
is?
where it's like, hey, what have you always, like, what are you drawn to? What have you always wanted to be photographed? Like if I had another series where I had, it was part of that goddess series, but I had like roller skates with like old school white roller skates with red wheels. And I can't, like, and a disco ball, but then it was like the universe background as well. And it was just like, that was my vibe, where I was like, I need bubble yum and roller skates.
I know your bubble yum is like always a thing. I love it. And I think I would want to do something kind of like Lilith, because I'm like feminist, and I'm always like, you don't tell me, I say no, like you know what I mean. I'm very like stubborn.
Like, we can create that version of you, where if you can show me images of things that you've seen, they don't have to be like exact images that other people have already taken, but like if you like have a theme you want to go with, that's where like we can like set fire to this idea.
We need to get these women in here to do this, because everybody has their inner like goddess that they want to do.
It's and I've brought it up, but I haven't found like a lot of women that are, they'll be like, yes, I'd love to dress up and dance and hang out, but it's gonna have to be like someone who's willing to kind of step into that artsy realm for a minute, because we're not always there. We're usually in our day-to-day family business. Unless you're making a living in the art sphere, that's not where your mind necessarily is.
They might not, I guess, for lack of better terms, get it,
and they might need just some visual examples, like, hey,
that would be helpful. Like, but in order to have visual examples, we need
we need to have like a little prep party.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, we need to wrap this up, but I would love to like go to Terminal again, because I need my poke bowl. And then
so yummy. I loved Terminal.
So freaking good. And then we can wax more about, like, maybe we can make a list of some girls that we know that would be down to come in and goddess it up. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, it's easy to do that with younger girls, 19-year-olds, but I feel like these women that are 40 and beyond are so magical that I know these images would be more.
Nicole Jones comes to mind.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I mean, girl,
there's an extreme depth to these women and they're so amazing and magical and fun, which I've been like thoroughly enjoyed how fun these women are.
Yeah, every single every single last one has been fun. Like I can't believe it. There's not been a bad one yet. Knock on wood, but we're good. We're good to go. We're on a good roll.
And like, why wouldn't you want to have a gallery exhibition at the end and be like if I weren't already having it, that's definitely what we need to do, is be like, the world needs to see these women, that it's okay to be amazing and cool in your own way, and it is still beautiful.
Okay, ladies, listen, come to Blue Griffin Photography. Let's be goddesses together. Let's dress up like goddesses.
We'll get you camera ready.
There you go. We'll get you camera ready.
Amazing.
Yep.
And you will be able to look back at these images forever. And then you buy a few extra and you hand them out to people. Be like, this is me. This is my gift, mother, to you.
Exactly. Be like, look at me. I'm timeless. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Blue Griffin. Thank you, Melissa, for coming and hanging out with me today. I love you so much. And I love working with you so much. I can't wait for the next year to see what goes on.